How I sound? How I sound? How I sound? Will, who they? Who they? Who they?
Who they?
Yeah, I've been waiting to say that all day. I was at work yelling, who they? Who? Help them.
Welcome to That's Debatable. My name is Ryan Dietrich. It is Tuesday, January 31st, the last day of the month. We are just coming live off of a rough Sunday, man. It was, for a few of us at this table. My man Brock Purdy went down.
Oh, man.
It's still a hell of a game. They fought their asses off. Bengals had a rough one. So welcome to the show, everybody. We appreciate you tuning in. That's Debatable on Yamo Media. So we're going to get right to it. We're going to talk the AFC Championship. That started first. We'll go AFC. It was the NFC first at 3, but we'll start with Will to my left. Since we're here, and as I appropriately title slide it, the Chiefs got shoved past the Bengals. It doesn't come down to one play, but, man, that was a crucial mistake at the very end. That's why I play all 4 quarters. Every second counts, that kind of thing. So, hell of a game. Stagnant third quarter, little lower scoring than I thought. Bengals offensive line
Told you I'll take the unders.
was a little weak early. So there were some problems there. Joe Burrow was under duress. He was sacked, I think, 4 or 5 times. So
Crazy.
Sad days around the state of Ohio. But all my friends out in Chiefs Nation, or Chiefs Kingdom, I should say, are loud and proud and happy as can be. Patrick Mahomes is the dude. Good weekend in football. Jared, you're the innocent bystander. What were your thoughts? I was curious. What'd you think? Chiefs Bengals. What was your initial impression? What'd you think of the game?
Good game, like I thought. I knew it would be. I knew it wouldn't be as high scoring, high flying as everyone probably had predicted, but it was going to be a battle for the top spot in the AFC. It's been a lot of back and forth talk. You got the mayor of Cincinnati calling Patrick Mahomes Joe Burrow's son and need to get DNA tests. You got Joe Mixon talking about we the top dogs in the AFC. You got the Joe Burrow was humble though. I remember him saying Patrick Mahomes and them, they're the team to beat. They've been here 5 years in a row. So it ain't a lot of egg on Joe Burrow's face as far as bulletin board material. It's just you blame him for about 80% of the loss. But it was I liked it, man. Patrick Mahomes did exactly what I thought he would do. I put on my cape for them. So my predictions this weekend turned out to be right, except for the fact that Jamar Chase didn't get his touchdown. That's what I'm sorry about. Yep. But Patrick Mahomes did exactly what we thought he would. And the Bengals are exactly who we thought they were. That's what it is, man.
All right.
Who did you think they were, man? Who did you think they were?
Little kittens.
You thought they were second in the AFC.
A throw rug that's about to be in the basement.
One of the top 4 teams in the
NFL.
Hey, man. That's not who we thought they were because at the beginning of this season, I'm pretty sure they said we weren't even going to make the playoffs. But, as far as the homies.
I think I was in that wagon of they might sneak into the wild card. 10-7, I think, is about my prediction. So they showed up.
I did have them coming in second with a healthy Lamar, though. So
all right, man.
Coming in second. For the whole Who They Nation, man, we showed up. We didn't show out. We didn't even show off. We just did what we were supposed to do without the win, man. And for them to get there, it was a big feat. I can't even get through my monologue, man. I can't even get through my monologue. Go ahead, Ryan. Let's go on to San Francisco.
I want to hear your eulogy.
Man, so we weren't even expected to be there, first of all. We was counted out from the beginning in preseason. They said we was going to be at least 7-10 or, 7-11. Open all day was not going to be Jamar Chase. All those sophomore slumps and stuff like that. But they got past the Ravens without Lamar Jackson, went into Buffalo and did what they were supposed to do there. And then had to go into Burrowhead. Now it's going to be Arrowhead for a little while until we get back there next season. But, I hate to have to do what everybody else has been doing and saying that we would have been here and we would have had this player and it would have been a lot better if we would have had offensive linemen. I'm not going to be the one that blame it on the referees because it don't come down to one. I'm not going to blame it on Joseph Osai, who did the push in the back. It was a lot that went on, play calling, biggest thing that I want to take away from it coming on, the first 9 possessions or 9 snaps, and Joe gets sacked 4 times out of those 9. At a certain point, you got to be able to distinguish he's on the blitz, he's on the best player. Something has to change as far as Zach Taylor and the offensive coordinator, So that's one thing that I didn't like. Them not putting too much pressure on Patty Mack or getting as much as they could. I put my cape on last week for Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson. Both of them got 2 assist tackles, 1 tackle apiece, and Sam Hubbard got 1 sack. So that was one thing that, has to change. You got to hobble Patty Mack. He's supposed to be putting fire to him at all times. I didn't see my man Mike Hilton, who had came on and got pressure on Josh Allen as much as he did against, Patty Mack. So, overall, man, go down by 3. You went down lightweight swinging. You got hit in the stomach, got hit in the face, black eye, all that. You didn't go out, leaking or nothing like that. But, it is what it is, man.
Oh, that's
2 is not a winner. 3 nobody remembers. We ain't number 1, but hey, hats off to Patty Mack and the whole crew. He did more than I thought he was going to do. Still held Kels under 100 yards, so that was a positive.
Always a tall order. He's putting his stamp on.
But they didn't get better at
They kept
scamming.
Jamar Chase out the end zone, so I think to each his own.
Yeah.
But
Tyler Boyd getting hurt, definitely.
Yeah, that was
he was
a big.
the one that was actually
Yep.
Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins was the ones that was
T.
doing
Higgins,
it.
man.
Yeah, that man.
He's an animal, man.
He's looking like he's gonna be a number 1 somewhere else.
We gonna pay him.
Y'all can't pay everybody. That's the thing. It just depends on what type of. If Burrow Brady for real ain't gonna take that contract.
I hope so.
We'll see. Yeah,
Nah,
contract
because
talks are a long ways
that
off.
That team ain't gonna be able to stay together, and I do believe that Zach. I've always said Zach Taylor was an overrated coach. He just benefited from sucking so hard. Pause.
All right, speak on that then. What didn't you see from Zach Taylor?
I didn't see the right adjustments. I didn't see them. Only time I seen them try to get Jamar the ball was off of a screen or something quick. They was expecting Jamar to take one of them little short routes, comeback routes to the house, like he's supposedly capable of, but it's not always possible. So I didn't see too many rub routes or to use the other receivers to try to get him open or any ways like that. Mostly, I'm speaking from I needed him to be my touchdown scorer, so I didn't see them try to give him the ball like they normally do. Because usually when I watch the Bengals, I'm seeing a gritty in the end zone. I ain't seen no gritty. Only time I get to see a gritty now is if my son doing it up the steps. So I ain't get to see the dude.
Sorry, man.
Jamar
That's
Chase.
on Justin Jefferson too, but right now we talking about your boy.
Chase did have 8 targets, 6 catches for 75. T. Higgins with 11 targets.
Him to go over 6.5. He didn't do that.
Joe Mixon, 8 carries, 19,
that right there.
yards. That's a big one right
What
there.
about the interceptions though?
17
fumble.
total rushing altogether, and you take away 4 of those, so that's 13 between 2 running backs. Only 71 yards, and Joe had 30 of them. That's the part that really has to change, man. That's what I'm saying. You put 41 pass attempts on Joe B and expect for somebody to be afraid. You got to be able to do ISO runs, through pitches. You got to be able to do something besides make you almost making him duel it out with Patty Mack. So Patty had 43 attempts and Joe did 41. So that's what it came down to. Both teams just slinging it out. And
elite quarterbacks trying to do what?
Yeah, but at certain points you're going to have to. We got the ball with 2 minutes left, and Mahomes is able to score with 13 seconds.
That was defense, but yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, man, you want to talk about the interception? We threw 1 pick?
He threw 2, and he had a fumble in the crucial moments. Somebody fumbled on that last drive.
I don't know. White noise, man. Nah, we didn't fumble.
I don't remember a
turnover
fumble on
that
the
last drive before the drive of what's the name? Y'all had a chance to go up to take the lead when it was 2020.
Right, it was 2020. Bengals were driving.
Y'all didn't punt the ball.
I don't remember how it ended.
Y'all did?
Yeah.
Sky Moore had that.
Yeah, about a 30-yard,
29-yard kick return out to the 40.
Yeah,
that was the huge thing. I felt like it was a kickoff, but it had to be a punt return.
It was a punt.
Sky Moore took it out to about the 40, or 35 or something, put him in good field position. Because we were talking about this morning, me to do at the gym, all 3 phases. You got to have, one special teams play like that where you extend, where they only have, I don't remember how much time the Chiefs had, a minute, something like that. but when you're starting at your, the 40-yard line as opposed to the 20 or something, that's a lot of time and a lot of yards. So, yeah, Sky Moore had a couple of key. He showed some speed in there. Yeah, the running game just never got going for the Bengals. They did a good job on defense. Patrick Mahomes can make a receiver out of anybody, apparently.
God, that Scantling was looking like what Aaron Rodgers wanted him to be.
Exactly.
He came through in the clutch. They lost 3. I mean, y'all was down linemen. They was down 3 wide receivers. And I think somebody else went down.
Maybe a little more Hayden Hurst. He had 4 catches for 37. He had a big timely first down there in the late in the fourth quarter, I believe. Maybe a little bit more impactful out of there. Yeah, you mentioned it. A lot of comebacks from Jamar Chase that didn't. Not a whole lot of creativity from Zach Taylor. Maybe just which sometimes you don't want to see some long shot plays like you're seeing from San Francisco in a desperate situation. But you got to score against the Chiefs. I mean, they did a good. Holding them to 23 is a pretty good thing.
No touchdowns in the fourth quarter at all.
Yep.
They got the 3 that won the game, but it wasn't enough offense. We want to blame the defense. The offense just didn't do enough. And
credit to Andy Reid and that squad. I mean, whatever he drew up to get them going early, like you said.
Yeah.
4 sacks early on. That really delayed the Bengals getting any kind of start. Laid an egg in the first quarter. Real slow through the second quarter. When points are at a premium, that's, so shout out to Andy Reid and that coaching staff. But, yeah, man, that, and what, Osai at the end, when you just saw it happen, the pit of my stomach just fell out.
I was like, where's the flag?
You knew that's coming. And, the crazy third down that they got to redo. I mean, I understand
the
that.
ref did come in and
it's loud as shit. You can't hear anything. It's the guy in the back. I mean, but just one of those weird that affects the mindset of when you're in the middle of it, you got a crucial stop, and boom, they get another chance to that's just tough for a team to overcome. So, I'm excited it was good. It just didn't end the right way.
Good season for the homies, though, man. Can't knock those dudes. We got to be able to come back stronger. Offensive line got to get better. Don't know if Jesse Bates, I give a lot of flack to Jesse Bates because he was right there to be able to knock it down from Travis Kelce, who got the touchdown.
He probably won't be back.
But, I don't think Jesse already gave his farewell speech today. So, it's all good. I mean, life goes on.
Yep. Move on.
It's a lot. It's going to be some tear down, but I know y'all going to have a few of the key pieces there. Joe, most importantly, and it's just a question of Jamar. What are they going to pay Jamar and how?
Jamar got another season before he even got to think about getting paid. Right,
this
season
is
Joe
down the pipeline,
right?
Because it's coming. At the end, Joe's coming up and T is coming up. So
it's a domino effect.
I really
Joe
feel like
T
is the one that's going to get franchise tag. T Higgins
this year for sure.
I really see that.
You have
because they're going to be thinking about Jamar coming up next year.
Good GM move.
Yeah, and they're going to have to keep him, but I would look for some offers. Man, that he deservedly so could be a number 1 for any receiver, or any quarterback, young quarterback would need a number 1. Like Trevor Lawrence.
It's not like we treat him like a 1B.
No. That game I seen 1B. He looked like the 1A that game. Every play, like
he made some.
He does that all year.
Yeah. Right. He's a player. All right, moving on. Let's get to my guys, the NFC.
Short and
NFC
sweet.
Championship, yep.
Just like the game was, short and sweet.
But see, that's what I was asking was, for me, we were in it the whole time. Like,
right.
From a delusional fan standpoint, I'm watching thinking that, And, they, Brock Purdy going down, that's huge. Shit, what do you do now? Joe Johnson was Josh Johnson has been the backup for 2 months now. So I felt like maybe he should have been a little bit better
15
prepared.
Years he's been a backup.
But specifically, Brock Purdy has been the starter for the last 7 weeks. Josh Johnson has been the backup, running that backup during practice and those things. So I felt like he should be a little bit better prepared as opposed to, he's not a 4th-string. Maybe that's a tall order, but things happen, so they had to adapt and move on. Christian McCaffrey put the, Atlas that thing, put it on his back, came up short. The penalties killed the 49ers. When the Eagles' second touchdown drive, when it's 7-7, they stopped them, I think, 2 third downs, another second down. Penalty, extended the drive. Philly scores. It's 14-7 going into half. Just before half, Josh Johnson fumbles. Eagles get another one. That was crucial right there.
That was kind of looking promising.
Yep, it was just getting going. But either way, even if you go into halftime just down 7, you're looking like you got a shot. You get the ball coming out of half, put together a drive. And what you're asking that defense to do is just show up, allow no points, which they can do, except for when you turn the ball over and make some mistakes. So, man, they had their hands full. One good thing I was impressed with, Jalen Hurts didn't throw the ball that well. They shut him down over the middle, forced him to the sideline.
Some overthrows, but some open receivers.
Yep. But Philadelphia, on that hand, their game plan is when Brock Purdy goes down, what you want to do is run the ball and control the clock and just extend possessions because you know San Francisco can't put up points. So,
you know where I messed up that game? I chose Dallas Goedert instead of Miles Sanders. Had everything else.
Anytime touchdown.
Had Jalen Hurts, had C-Mac, because I knew C-Mac was going to get at least one of a running or receiving.
And see,
and I didn't think about what I should have thought about is the type of game it was going to be because I knew it was going to be a bloodbath. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking if they're going to throw a touchdown, because I thought he would throw a touchdown, it's going to be to Dallas Goedert, if anybody. But it didn't go that way. I missed out on another opportunity for some good money.
So
it's always next week.
That's right.
2 weeks.
I can't put it on the Pro Bowl.
But I felt like we were. You can't.
Yeah,
I felt like
guess.
we were a little bit short. You know,
Team NFC, baby.
We got shorthanded. We weren't robbed, but we were deprived of a potentially great football game. You know, we were looking for the 2 top teams in the NFC, teams on 12-game win streak, 15-1 Jalen Hurts.
Question.
2 of the best defenses, 2 of the best offenses. It was primed to be a great football game. But that's what happens in the world of sports. You got to adapt and move on. 49ers get swept out the building.
Were you ever worried, even prior to the end? When did he get hurt? Second quarter?
First quarter.
Yeah,
first quarter?
About halfway through the first.
Halfway through the first. But did he finish 2 drives at least? 6 offensive play?
Yeah, they finished 1 drive and then.
Okay, that is still too early of a time sample, but I just don't know if Purdy was going to get it together. I don't know. But your defense, maybe he still limits some of the turnovers, but he already threw 1 pick. Or, no, the play he got injured was the pick, wasn't it?
It was a fumble.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a fumble and he threw a pick.
No.
Ain't no pick.
Nope.
Who threw a pick?
Josh Johnson might have.
Somebody threw
He faded and fumbled too.
Maybe that's just what I
Personal
think.
pick.
Oh, no, his fumble was a pass looking. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. When
Purdy got hurt, it was
off
when,
of the.
it was the fun. Yeah, he hit his elbow into his helmet, knocked it loose, caused the fumble. They recovered, and actually, that's Hassan Reddick made the play and caused the change. He was yelling at Sirianni to throw the flag because it was originally ruled an incomplete pass. Well, and shit, the Devontae Smith, the very first drive of the game.
Yeah, that wasn't a catch.
Right,
They kind of knew it wasn't a catch.
Devontae gets up, banging his fist, running like, let's go. He knows he didn't catch it. Shanahan's got to have some awareness, or somebody in the booth has got to say, he knows he didn't catch it. Look at him trying to get the offense going. Heads up play by Devontae Smith fucking led to a touchdown.
Eagles didn't put that replay on the Jumbotron for y'all to be able to see the correct angle.
But you got to have some, come on.
So let me ask you this question. That defense has been built up all year to be the number 1 defense in the NFL. And do you feel like they let you guys down by, I know you said that Hurts didn't have a good game.
He didn't have, he did okay through the air.
Did the defense hold up and they just didn't have enough offense, or?
I'm pretty proud with the way the defense played. Goodness gracious, I'm going to pull up time of possession real quick. That's the thing when your offense can't generate any offense, you're giving it right back over to the defense. They're on the field all the time. Eagles 38 to 22 minutes in time of possession. So your defense is out on the field a lot. Like I said, it was 14-7 going into half. You get there, love it. The turnover right in their end zone, the Eagles get the ball at their own 25 or whatever. It's shit situation right there. So that drive, the Eagles' second touchdown drive, where the Niners extended it 2 or 3 different times, those penalties, I mean, yeah, that's, that undermines your effort you're putting in. And they got to know better, but big game, big mistakes. And maybe you're reeling off of the injury, trying to do too much to get, shifts. They're trying to cause a turnover. They're playing a little bit, over their heels or whatever. So I'm happy. I'm proud of the way the defense played, man. They never quit. That's for damn sure. But it's, too many. That snowball just got, turned into an avalanche real quick. So hell of a year. Proud of the 11 penalties for 81 yards. I mean,
you guys are another team
oof.
that has all of these young, talented players. Contracts are coming up. I say something about what's my man? Ufanga?
Talanoa Hufanga.
Yeah, him.
He's a beast. One thing I will mention: Elijah Mitchell was inactive for the game.
Yeah,
that turned out to be huge because if you got Elijah Mitchell, you've got another really good running back that can carry some of that weight. Even CMC can take snaps and hand it off and at least throw a 5-yard slant or some shit. I mean, you're just.
He was about to take snaps though. That's the reality.
That's
I'm like, it's getting that bad. They talking about changing his helmet. Got to put the headset in.
I mean, it's wild.
I'm like, man, and if I was thinking like, and if somehow CMC pulled this off, he's a dog.
Dude, right? Like, come on.
Like, the possibility of somehow CMC connected to Debo and George Kittle crossed my mind.
Right.
But as I was saying though, you guys got some people coming up with some contracts. Now there's an injured Purdy. Now Purdy don't get it done. Now the narrative of Purdy could have been even stronger, and he could have possibly had a guaranteed starting gig next year. Now it's Trey Lance is looking 100 because I just seen a report about him. He's looking 100%, almost probably ready to go come that time. So what do you got? What do you think you guys can do moving forward, or what do you want?
It's got to be Trey Lance. If you buy a Ferrari and you blow the engine out and your Ferrari's in the shop, you drive the Camry or the Loaner until the Ferrari's ready. When you get it back, you don't just put it back in the garage, right? And that's their view of Trey Lance, I think, is that high-powered wheels, cannon, things like that. So, he's just, he's been having work done, man. So it's got to be, and they also invested
so much.
And he hasn't had a chance to play. You haven't seen what he's been able to do. So it's just a weird. The good thing is, we got backups for days. So hopefully, Purdy's on that contract. He's gonna be a man.
He's coming back. Honored to be there,
and maybe a little bit of that. He just goes back to being
the type of organization y'all run, like with Lynch and Shanahan and the whole thing. I don't think there would be like a quarterback controversy. But if Trey Lance is available, Minnesota, I already seen some posts. It was a meme of Kyle Shanahan looking at Kirk Cousins like, what's up? I was like, you know what? Hey, we can try the young pup. What's up? Yeah.
Send it back. He's from up there, right? He's from Minneapolis or something, ain't he?
No, he's from Michigan, but like Kevin O'Connell was his quarterback coach in Washington. Kyle Shanahan was his offensive coordinator. That year he had made the playoffs and he did. You like that? Kyle Shanahan was his OC before he went out to Atlanta. Hey,
I got you.
Man, I ain't trying to get rid of Kirk, but if we got a way to get a mobile quarterback, I'm definitely for it.
No, I meant Trey Lance. He's from Minnesota.
Oh yeah, he's from Minnesota. Yeah. I've been hip to him since the Spellman era because we've been looking at him.
North Dakota.
Yeah, we've been looking at him since prior to COVID, so I've been seeing scout reports of him.
So
I was shocked.
So I think we touch on it just a little bit here, but really focus on it next week. I don't know if you want to go to a commercial, you want to go into Super Bowl talk.
Let's hit our ballers. We got a couple of ballers. We mentioned them briefly, as you can probably guess. I'll take it away. Kayla, those will be at the bottom. Pick a graphic and stick it up for us, por favor.
That'll be Jared's first.
All right, Jeremiah, Chris Jones.
Championship Sunday, man. Championship Sunday. Shout out to Chris Jones. He was all over the place. 4 combined tackles, 1 assist, 2 sacks, 2 impactful sacks. And one, I don't know if that was the first sack that he gave or the sack that was at the end of that stalled the last drive. But, Very impactful player. Chris Jones did what he had to do. Okay, and yeah, shout out to Chris Jones. He helped propel that defense on to the next chapter to try to win that Super Bowl.
Big force was Chris Jones, man.
He was looking like Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Can't deny that one, man. He made havoc, and they put him on the right guy at the right time. That's the great defensive coordinator.
And moved him to the end.
You know,
his last sack. I see.
Yep.
Big moves, maybe.
Dude, yeah. Impact, man. That's.
You have a player that can dominate the inside like that. My man Kev Chappelle always talking to me about the guys in the trenches and their impact. I mean, I know how impactful the trenches is and important it is, but you know, I'm a skill position player,
right.
So I definitely look at the DBs, wide receivers, you know,
right.
Stuff like that. But a player like Chris Jones, shout out to Chris Jones.
All right, next up.
That'll be me.
There he is.
Man, had to go with my homeboy.
Shout out OC.
Osai. It ain't his fault, man. But I had to go with Patty Mack. Had attempted 43, completed 29. 326 yards on that defense of Cincinnati, 2 touchdowns. They did manage to get him sacked 3 times, but I picked him as my baller, man, because it took heroics to come out there and really, you know, come out there hobbling, man. Huh?
You picked him as your baller because you couldn't pick a Bengal this week. But.
That too. But, I mean, it took for him to come out there and do it. Like I said, they didn't do a lot of rushing yards. They rushed for 20 times for 42 yards. So, obviously, they put the ball in his hands and gave him the plan and really trusted in him. You know, everybody wants to talk about him being the Jordan of the NFL. And, I mean, he did what he was supposed to do in crunch time. He didn't do a lot to, you know, throw the game away, didn't give us any interceptions. He managed the game and found the right guys at the right time. Kelsey in the back of the end zone, Valdez-Scantling sitting down, made Valdez-Scantling have 116 yards. Yep. I mean, shout out to the homie Patty Mack. Continue to do great things, and I hope you don't get the Super Bowl ring.
Word up. All right. There's my guy, baller of the week, Hassan Reddick.
Another one that he couldn't pick up.
Wrecked it. Yep, there it is. The hit, you can see it. That's Purdy. He put the hit on Brock Purdy, forced the fumble. He also had a fumble recovery there right before half. Let's see, 3 tackles, 2 solo, 1 for a loss, 1 QB hit, 1 forced fumble recovery, and was just an all-around house wrecker. You know, credit where credit is due, but man, that one play changed the entire game about 6 minutes in. So when you talk about a game-changing playmaker, there he is, your baller of the week. That's Hassan Reddick.
God, sound depressed.
I knew you were going to say it.
Like, yo, it was not the energy he was giving.
After I got it on mine,
Bobby Gold got more energy than that.
After I got it on mine, I felt that, like, man, that was sad.
He did what I had to do that.
Looking from the other
Y'all
side.
should have just picked ballers from the other teams. Like, y'all should have been good.
Patty Mack did, but that's the thing, man. My Chief I can't like stay in the Chiefs, and everybody in my fantasy leagues just going nuts.
Is this prior to Patrick Mahomes?
Like, dude, I lived in Kansas from 2006 to 2016. So it's 10 years of being around Chiefs fans when the Chiefs were bad, and the Chiefs fans talking like they still do now about how great they are. So it's just a whole mess.
It's almost like living in Ohio and you're around a bunch of Bengals fans.
That's exactly right.
It's almost like that.
So flowers were flowers to do. Patty Mack ball out. That dude is the dude. 5 straight AFC championships at home. Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. They're going to be tough to beat in the Super Bowl.
Hopefully he can stay healthy.
Yep.
He did kind of look hampered towards the end of that game.
Yes, he did.
But he pulled through like Superman did.
Yep. And yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the Super Bowl when we come back. We're going to step aside for just a moment here on That's Debatable.
Don't go
Stick
nowhere.
with us.
Share with us.
Pew.
Hockey.com. That's right. Great shot along.
Vicious hit to get started.
Not even 30 seconds in.
And it's a 5-minute major. That is huge. Definitely want to start picking up the pace a little bit. You can't let this opportunity go to waste. You got to at least get one, and he does. Getting that puck out of there.
And there was that Hamilton again. My goodness, and a big wrister again from the blue line. Pardon me, I think that's 21 Jake Struck, who got boarded into the glass and drew the penalty.
Stick side, this entire power play. It's been all on that glove side, excuse me.
And a great.
I see it. Oh!
And there we go.
Spoke too soon.
Goal number 3. Well, the Bears have just had no opportunity to get in a rhythm, get some motion going. Another big hit by the Patriots. Patriots trying to extend this lead to 4-0. And right on cue from the blue line, Vincent Ringel, take a bow, young man. I think that's what happened. Just trying to help us go. Oh, my big hit right there. Oh, absolutely. And a quick answer.
So far, they're moving so fast, it's almost hard to.
And Upper Arlington on the quick attack with a quick answer, the Golden Bears. Stick to what you're doing, T. Quick wrister left side off the rebound.
Almost started there.
Turned away. That Patriot penalty.
Oh, wow.
And another lazy turnover by the Liberty Patriot defense leads to an timely goal from the Upper Arlington Golden Bears. Coming up the middle, that's Jake Struck trying to beat Linzel to the puck.
Oh, good effort.
What a play. Struck. That just took place maybe over that last timeout. As Heichel took a break and off of a fortunate bounce, the Olentangy Liberty Patriots bury another goal here in the second period.
Good work by Herndon on that one. Let it brush off his shoulder pads.
Big hit down here in the corner, and he's keeping him down. All right, game number 2 in the series. The Olentangy Liberty Patriots win it again. And a final score of 6-2 over the Upper Arlington Golden Bears here at the Ice House.
Welcome back to That's Debatable. My name is Ryan Dietrich, Jeremiah Bays, Will Ward, and our lovely co-director, Kayla, behind the desk. Thank you for stepping up tonight. We appreciate you. We're going to talk to Super Bowl 57. I think I got a little graphic right there. Yeah, as we just got done, rounding out the championships. We'll dive into this game quite a bit more next week, obviously. Props came out today for our sports bettors. So
Thought about doing a bet tonight.
Something to dive into there. We'll take a look. But the Chiefs, I think, opened as – did it open as a pick'em? Or the Chiefs were maybe
the Eagles are 1.5 point favorite.
They are now. I was thinking the line opened at Chiefs -1 or something. But anyway, currently, Eagles are a 1.5 favorite, over under 49.5. I just said it.
Take the under.
Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes getting points. Seems like a no-brainer there. You did just mention offensive line, battles in the trenches. That's where Super Bowls are won. Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, case in point. The Philadelphia Eagles offensive line and defensive line, that offensive line in particular, is very good. They ran the ball all over the 49ers defense, which is arguably the best in the league. So,
I mean, they are ranked first in every category.
What's going to give? Eagles line, Chiefs line. Looking for anything like that off the bat. That's my thing is, Jalen Hurts didn't throw the ball real well against San Fran, but shit, he didn't have to. They can just run it on anybody.
Exactly. So definitely take Jalen Hurts as your anytime touchdown scorer. I made the mistake of picking Dallas Goedert. He might throw for some touch. In this type of game, there might be some passing touchdowns made, but in that type of ground game and the way the Eagles play, Miles Sanders is going to get in that end zone. So go ahead and take Miles Sanders. Go ahead and take Jalen Hurts. They're going to score.
Don't care who wins. We don't care anything.
Take the under because every single playoff game from the first wild card game to the last game Sunday night has been under. Even the blowouts that the Eagles been giving out has been under. Every game's been under. So take the unders. I mean, I feel like the Eagles might possibly. We got the super team versus the super quarterback. So now, how can we? We've seen this, Peyton Manning, Broncos, Denver. I mean, not Denver, Seattle. But what else? It's just.
Well, shit, the Rams and the Patriots-Rams, 19-3,
13-3.
Or whatever it was.
It was that one. If you're talking about the one with Jared Goff.
But yeah, defense.
But there's some offensive firepower. Now, the Eagles definitely could run the score up. And that question, can they protect Patty Mack? They usually do a good job, but how much can they protect Patty Mack?
That's where I was going to go with it. I wanted to see how much havoc was Hassan Reddick going to be able to put on Patty Mack.
Not just Hassan Reddick, the entire
game. I know, but seeing how big of a force that he made in that last game, can he follow up and do it again?
They all,
you got Sue. Yeah, I was about to go there.
That's right. He's on the second string, third string type. Like he's like the third wave. I don't even say third string, but just coming in fresh, just ready to go at whatever guard, center, tackle, just to get it done. But they got a lot of people on that D line. And Hassan Reddick might be the leader of the forefront, but they have 4 guys over 10 sacks. And then as a team, they got over 70 combined. So
you look back at this last game, and I'm looking at the stats right now, and it's 54 total tackles. And it's like a bunch of guys. That roster just goes, it's a long list, man. Top tackler, 2 guys got 6. I mean, it's going to be hard for the Chiefs, I think. And like you said, a super team against a super quarterback. And I think that super team has a little bit more of just a gumption. I don't know. I feel a little bit more for the Eagles coming at Kansas City. And we know that Kelsey had a back injury. We know the ankle of Mahomes. They lost 3 receivers. It's already looking downside. Yeah, 2 weeks off, hyperbaric chambers and all that good stuff. Maybe you get Deshaun Watson masseuse to come in and get you right. But I mean,
which one? The one that said yes, or the one? Never mind. We're just playing.
I'm talking about we're talking about for medical purposes, people. Not for none that Jared's talking about. I'm talking medical purposes. 2 weeks off, get yourself, rehabilitated and get back right. Because these Eagles fly coming about. You got Gilly the Kid that's going to be on the sideline. You got Meek Mills, Joel Embiid, all them guys.
He be doing that on speak. He go, Will Smith. We had Joel Embiid and Kevin Hart on the sideline. It was Sean McCoy's going to be there. Deshaun Jackson.
All of them going to be there.
But he's going to be on the sideline for Philly.
Who is Gilly the Kid?
Exactly. That's like I'm playing. $1 million worth of game is the podcast.
You just mentioned it, though. Balance. You said
that's a plug, Gilly. Look at me.
You said 4 dudes got 10 sacks. San Francisco, Bosa has like 16. The next closest has 6. 2 lopsided. You can really key in on one dude. So well-balanced defense and offensive line that goes hand in hand on the other side of the ball. But you mentioned it, man. Well-balanced, a pile of dudes with 6'6", 5'4", a bunch of tackles. That makes it really hard to game plan and just pick out and try and defend against one guy.
They fly into the ball, man. But the thing that kind of I keep trying to look for a hole in that Eagles team, and it's hard. I mean, I don't even know. Let me see what the guy who I thought was going to be the main event for them, A.J. Brown. I mean, he had 4 for 28, so that he really didn't get off that much on I mean, we already said Jalen had a subpar game. Just 15 for 25, 121.
Statistically, it wasn't like 200-plus yards, touchdowns, no. But as far as getting the job done and just delivering, I mean, it was some overthrows, yeah, but he still made some of the right passes, tried to make plays with his legs. Y'all really did a good job with the contain with his legs. He didn't get busy too much, but it was consistent jabs. It was a boxing match, no knockout punches. But it was just some hard hits at the end, when y'all took that gun punch, y'all took that gut punch.
Yep.
And their defense is really what did it. But with a defense like that, what holes do you could try to point out holes in KC, But what holes do they really got? Their defenses, I just think, is really underrated. They defense is really spectacular, and it's not just Chris Jones. They always
It's a bunch of no-name defensive backs that stepped
and
up.
they have 6. The problem is they got 6 rookies on that defense, and like McDuffie is one of their key players. I seen him get burnt by Tyler Boyd on the out route, but I also see him lock some stuff up too.
And he almost got a pick. He almost got a pick. He dropped it.
They caught 2 of them. I don't remember who. But you can't sleep on the Chiefs' defense. The only thing, are they built to try to stop a run game like that though? That's what's gonna be the test too. And the offensive line like that, can they wear down a player like Chris Jones?
Well, dude, you mentioned it. Gut punches. That's one way you beat the Chiefs is possession of the ball, keep it out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, and they ran the ball 44 times against San Francisco. They can run the ball 40 times against Kansas City.
No problem.
Dominate that time of possession. Don't give Patrick Mahomes chances to beat him. And shit, you need to blow up in the top. They got Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown that can show up if and when need be. I mean,
if he could get A.J. Brown frustrated, he will blow up on the sideline and he could get in his head. It's all about mind games from here on out. Like, the right type of mind games, not bulletin board material, not the type of stuff that the mayor of Cincinnati is doing, like nothing like that.
I think it's gonna come down to ball control, and like we already said, keeping Patty Mack off. And when you got Gainwell, you got Sanders, you got Boston Scott, I think they're gonna run the ball a little bit more than what Cincinnati did. But the one thing that scares me about Philly, and I know they've been riding high all season, and they took the losses to the Saints, they took a loss to Washington, but the Cowboys, but their route on the way to the Super Bowl, I mean, you got New York, you had a beat-up San Francisco team. So
just the quarterback. Everybody else was.
But that's a big part of the game. You can't deny that the quarterback is a huge asset. You chop the head off of any team, and you take the quarterback away from any team. Look how the game goes. Jalen Hurts goes out.
You talk about a team that made it there. What's their third string?
But I heard this same one today was there's somebody making the same case as you. Is that and he was. They've had the easiest road ever. That
sounds like what they were saying about the Bengals last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that may be, but that
has a little bit to do with it, though.
We're gonna get into the Super Bowl.
The thing about the difference between the Bengals last year, they came in there 10-7 with again a hampered Lamar Jackson. Like it was stuff there. Now the Eagles, the NFC East was literally the best division this year.
Right.
They had 3 teams in. 3 teams make it to the divisional round, and of course both the Cowboys and Giants lost in the divisional round, but they made it there. And then with the top dog of the NFC East, who've been the top dog all year from week 1 on.
True.
Outside of maybe week 2 on, because that game against Detroit they did win, but it was still kind of shaky. Well, from the time they whooped on Minnesota, and looking forward, I haven't really seen much from them. Like it's not their path, because it's just the letdown of the Giants. Thinking maybe because of the performance that they gave against my own team, at least I thought that they was going to do a little bit more. This is why I had him in my Danny Jones in my parlay. But and the Niners, Purdy got hurt, but he got hurt during the game, and they took him out with a legit hit, nothing dirty, nothing like the New Orleans Saints 2009 against my Vikings. It was nothing crazy like that. It was just a part of the game. Their defense still did the best they could. Their path wasn't as the most difficult. Like, say, if your Bengals did beat the Chiefs, going through the Bills. I mean, Tyler Huntley, that's not Lamar. But going through the Bills, going through Chiefs Kingdom, and then getting to the Super Bowl, it's a little bit different. But, they looked like the best team. It wasn't no almost losses. They put the pedal to the metal from the first snap, from the first kickoff, all the way to the end of the game. So you got to give the Eagles credit for that.
And that's the other thing.
It all was kind of like close games, Joe Burrow's clutch field goal.
Yep. And that's the thing. If they do have an easy road, at least they ain't playing with their food. Crush them, blow them out. They've only given up 14 points or whatever. So, like I said, we'll dive a little bit more into Super Bowl next week. We have 2 weeks till then. Pro Bowl coming up Thursday and Sunday. Apparently,
Let's not call it the Pro Bowl.
No, Carmen, excuse me. Officially, it's called the Pro Bowl Games. Is the official
it's a bowl game,
title.
so it's Pros Bowl game.
Pros, Bowls, Games.
There's a flag football game.
There's a long drive contest.
Flag go crazy.
That's what I'm interested in, dude. Long drive contest. Give those guys another sport. Let's make some fun. Flag football, dodgeball. There's a little bit there. Thursday night at 7. Long drive, dodgeball. First round of the best catch, and then Sunday at 3. the best catch finale, the flag football game. There's a gridiron. There's a couple other things. If you're interested in it, it's all your favorite dudes. That's what it's about, is seeing your personalities that you like.
Last year, the best catch came down to Stephon Diggs and Trayvon Diggs won.
That's right.
Yeah, and the dodgeball game, it was beautiful.
That was pretty cool.
It came down to Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson versus Stephon Diggs as well. So and then it ended with JJ and Stephon Diggs, and JJ got Stephon out. Like now those are different levels of competing, and like it's fun to watch. It's really fun to watch. And then maybe like 707 goes crazy. So I'm pretty much, that's probably what the flag football going to be.
I mean, at this point,
they're probably going to compete more with the flag than they would with the equipment.
Right. That's what it was already anyway.
I just don't like
they stopped the hits. They stopped all that before.
Well, Trevor deserves it, but Tyler Huntley, bro, for real.
2 touchdowns.
How many people, and he kept losing to the same team?
You think he's going to have 2 touchdowns?
No, he had 2 touchdowns all season.
Well, I mean, you got it. This ain't Joe Daddy's Pro Bowl game.
Like Joe Burrow said, I know all these other, John Allen, some of the quarterbacks in Saudi, they're not playing in the Super Bowl. Probably said no. The NFC side is still a little different.
It's like balloon toss,
Kirk,
egg
Kyler,
toss, and
well,
shit.
not Kyler, but Kirk, Gino.
You got to look into it, dude. There's like a balloon. I don't know, man.
It's a fan fest.
There you go. Fan fest. It's for the personalities.
It's
to get out there. They're going to be posting shit on Instagram. It's all about just getting the people out there and the brand out there.
It's more fun than what we've been accustomed to for the last few years as far as the Pro Bowl.
Now?
Ain't your daddy's Pro Bowl, like I said. Yeah, it's in Vegas.
Yeah, it'd be
like Sean Taylor's
being a
Pro
part
Bowl.
of the events. Being a part of the events would be dope. That'd be dope. But like watching on TV, I mean, you really got to be into this stuff.
Yep.
I can tell you what happened last year. It was actually pretty cool to watch.
All right.
Like they had Trayvon Diggs jumping over tables, catching balls and stuff.
God damn. Kansas State, the Sunflower Showdown is going on right now. Kansas State at Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence. K-State getting beat by 12 at halftime, 49-37. Gonna cash the overs. All right, moving on. Let's see, Pro Bowl. Let's go to. We'll keep it local. The Ohio. Oh yeah, NFL coaches, real quick. Thank you, Jeremiah. DeMeco Ryans, 49ers defensive coordinator. They've been talking about him getting a job. He's going to the Houston Texans, and Sean Payton going to Denver.
Let's ride.
So, thoughts, initial reactions. I'm kind of surprised that these happened. I'm surprised that DeMeco Ryans went so quick to Houston. He's a former Houston Texan, but it being Tuesday, that seemed kind of fast. Sean Payton obviously ain't been doing shit for a while, so he's been talking to Denver. That one I'm excited to see.
They've been talking though already. Well, of course, obviously, but I've seen reports that Houston had him favored to be their coach, and then from what I was listening to him speak, shout out to Emmanuel Acho and with Sean McCoy and them, like DeMeco Ryans made sure, like the last 2 times Houston has hired black coaches, they fired them, and they fired them early. Like, and I also think that, what's my man's name, Lovie Smith? Mm-hmm. If he knew that DeMeco Ryans was going to be in this position, he probably would have made sure that they lost that game. Because I don't think, he did that to F over the organization, but I don't think he would have F'd over another brother. Just not even trying to be funny, but I think he would have, because he kind of screwed him over. That's why they got the 2 pick.
Pick 1, pick 2, is that a bad pick?
Yeah, it's not a bad pick either or. Whether you get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, hopefully that they could just get him something.
Davis Mills.
No, but he is a competitor. Like they got a nice running back and my man Pierce.
They're gonna trade for Brock Purdy. He's taking him with him, man.
Somebody
might Jimmy G with him. There you go.
Somebody's gonna get Jimmy G. Somebody might get Brock Purdy's staying in house. The question is Trey Lance gonna be there?
But yeah, excited. Initial reaction. What are you?
I'm interested that hopefully he's not on a short leash. Now, any coach that get fired still gets paid. So regardless, don't ever feel bad for a coach that get fired.
For sure.
Most coaches deserve it.
Do you think DeMeco's going to be on a short leash?
I hope he won't. And I hope I really feel like, because he's a young coach, he can relate to all the players and the defensive mind thing. The only thing I don't like, he was almost my coach last year. It came down to Kevin O'Connell, Jim Harbaugh, and DeMeco Ryans. I didn't want DeMeco because even if he is a great coach, like Mike Zimmer, if you have a good offensive coordinator, they're going to go on to try to get a head coaching gig. And if you already got that offensive mind in the building, i.e. Kyle Shanahan, Zach Taylor, Kevin O'Connell, you ain't got to worry about, and if they call the plays, you ain't got to worry about people moving around. Yep. So, I mean, I just hope they give them a chance. They every game they fought hard. They even had a couple upsets last year. I think they beat Dallas.
I like he fits the culture. Defense. Texans have always, not always, but a pretty good defense is kind of one of their things.
Drafted Mario Williams over Reggie Bush, as far as I know. And
I can't remember
their
good old head coach was a good Bill O'Brien, or one of them was a good defensive head coach. So the Texans kind of got some of that grit, maybe some of that culture, a pretty good defensive unit, so maybe it fits DeMeco Ryans kind of thing. Ground and pound, I don't know. We'll see. Best of luck to him, man.
Yeah, I do
appreciate everything he did with that squad.
Dude. I think he's the most overrated coach. I call him the Doc Rivers of the NFL. Like, two coaches that literally are thriving off of their championships, that if you really remove their championships, you got Doc Rivers, the coach that's giving up 3-1 comebacks on 3 different teams with 3 different superstars, from Tracy McGrady to Tim Duncan, Tracy McGrady, Kawhi Leonard, and Chris Paul and them, to Sean Payton, that if you remove that championship, also, Bounty Gate, he got suspended for a year. He forced to retire early because he lost a quarterback. But you take away that championship year, you got a lot of 7 and 9s, underachieving seasons. I remember the year that, remember Beast Mode with the and he grabbed his nuts. I don't know if I can say that, but he grabbed his stuff, his junk, and did the thing. He got fined for it. It's been a lot of underachieving with Sean Payton, too.
Sean Payton,
he get this offensive mind, whatever. I feel like they should have won more with Drew Brees, just like Doc Rivers should have won more in L.A. or got L.A. a championship or something besides living off of what he did in Boston.
I think both coaches, they come in and they make big changes to teams that were already down. And I think that Sean Payton makes Russell Wilson look a little bit better than he did last year. I think DeMeco Ryan definitely comes in and is a culture change in Houston. They had a bunch of stuff that was going on with Deshaun Watson and trying to get past that. And I think that's why he's the coach now, is because I think he's more of a player's coach. He's a former player, and to bring him in, he's going to be more of a, more in tune with what players can do. And what, him coming off of this high-ranked defense, he's going to bring a little bit into Houston. So I think that's one thing that no matter if Lovey got, fired after year 1 and whoever got suspended or fired before him, I think DeMeco is enough to, his personality and his presence is going to be enough to make a GM want to continue to keep him around no matter what the record, may say. Because it's not going to be easy to turn a 2-16 team and turn them into a playoff team just in the first year. So DeMeco, I think, is a good pick. Sean Payton, I think he's going to come in, and it's not going to be just so fast. Like, once again, it was a whole entire, let Russ cook, and he burned down the whole entire kitchen, flambe, type Will Smith on Fresh Prince type, burn the kitchen down. So it may be a little bit of time that he needs, but I think they both can come in and turn, the organization around. But that AFC West, it's not an easy place to play in, and I think it's a little bit easier in the AFC South. So it may be better for DeMeco than it is for Sean.
I think Dougie P about to have the AFC South on lockdown. But so also, I just thought of that on the fly. So first it was, what's my man's name in the Jets, the head coach? Saleh?
Robert Saleh.
So Saleh, now Ryans. Who can y'all, because y'all have had top flight defense. Now with Saleh, y'all went to the Super Bowl, and with Ryans, y'all did, back-to-back NFC Championships. And with top flight defense. I don't even know who y'all gonna bring in to replace that. I mean, of course, y'all still got the talent in-house, but y'all still need somebody to be able to coach that. And also, Kellen Moore is the offensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Chargers now.
Yeah, I think that might work out. Mike McCarthy might have held him back. Hopefully, I don't know how he'll go Brandon Staley, but he's got to like his upgrade. Justin Herbert, Kellen Moore, they're both young, maybe on the same page. I like it. Curious to see who San Francisco is going to bring in DC, but time will tell. We're going to keep it moving here in-house. We're going to stick to Ohio and Columbus and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Will's phone gave me a good reminder. Oofda. We're going to move quickly through this. We might have a discussion about Chris Holtmann losing his job here over the next week or two, but the Buckeye men have dropped 7 of 8. Not good. It's been rough. Bryce Sensabaugh, the freshman, is about the only offensive thing going.
We need that young cat that's coming in.
All out of sorts. Yeah, Devin Royal next year. We're going to have to try and get him on the show because I'd love to talk. Well, I'd love to talk to him and see if we can get him up here.
He really popped.
Right, just after we'll try and get him after probably this season.
Yeah, Devin Royal, Coach Kruger, we need you on the show, please.
We'll get at you. You can fill us in. We'd like to hear your thoughts on the Ohio State men struggling. Like I said, they've lost 7 of 8. They're just out of sorts. Can't get anything driving on the offensive end and having trouble holding it down on the defensive side. And on that note, the women have dropped 3 straight. They were number 2 in the country. They are now down. They were 19-0. They are now down to 19-3. You have some skids. They're gonna have to switch that, flip that switch. Excuse me, and get things back on the right track. They're 4th in the Big Ten, 8-3 in conference play. They've got an easy one, I think, against Minnesota coming up.
Nothing's easy these days, man.
4th in the Big Ten with 3 losses. Who in front of them? Purdue.
They got Minnesota coming at home. They have got Indiana's at number 4, Iowa's at number 6, Maryland at number 8, Ohio State at number 10. So Buckeye women need to get right against Minnesota here in 2 days on Thursday. But other than that, man, yeah, too much talent at the Ohio State University to be dropping games like this. So
yeah, and it won't get no easy for them. I think they just lost J.C. Sheldon, but it's a lot of it's going to come on Cody McMahon. She's been balling for him here lately, but a lot of those games, and I said it last week, you know, they were going to be coming into that Big Ten. A lot of those teams were, I don't guess, not afraid of them. You know what I mean? But once they lost to Purdue. They lost to Indiana, and they had started off with their first loss of the season against Iowa, and it's just been a downhill effect. But those games, I mean, Ohio State scored 65 in both of the losses to Indiana and Purdue. And, I mean, they have bounced back, and I don't think it's as bad as what we're seeing on the men's side.
Agreed.
So, a couple of injuries. Of course, as we always say, health and nutrition is, is key. But I think that's one thing that started to kick in coming towards the end of the season and getting ready for March Madness.
Yeah, you're at the peak of the season. The conference play is always the toughest. It's been a long couple of months. You're looking at tournament play. I mean, a lot going on. So yeah, you can survive a 3-game skid, sure. Men, on the other hand, not so much. Ladies, turn it around. We need you to get in the tournament and wreck things. All right. Moving on from Ohio State buckets.
To the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, let's bring up the NBA. NBA Week 16 is underway.
For real? You really keeping track of this?
Yeah, well, when I go to NBA.com and click schedule, it says Week 16.
Oh.
I Googled it like 2 months ago. I was like, how many weeks are in the NBA season? There's about 26. Just so you know.
One more assist, Garland.
So,
please, bro.
Week 16, who's hot, who's not? We got our guy over here looking for buckets. We might build a little parlay.
The referees are hot right now. That's who's hot. On the hot seat, or should we say.
Denver Nuggets out west are rolling. That's an interesting one. I follow a few handicappers. And we got coming up at 10 o'clock. You got the New Orleans Pelicans and the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets are a 6.5-point favorite. I saw 2 handicappers today. One of them liked the Nuggets minus 6.5. The other one liked the Pelicans plus 6.5. So if you're in that betting world, you got to make some determinations on your own. Not sure if Jamal Murray's playing tonight. He's a little banged up, but the Nuggets have been rolling. Nuggets are 34-16. They are first in the West.
What's the name? Philly.
They've lost 2 straight. Dude, yeah, Philly blew a 21-point lead last night, busted my 14 parlay.
That was one of my 3 that got busted last night, too.
Yeah. That's the way it goes, though. 21-point lead. That was their second biggest ever something. So
this was where is it at?
You following NBA at all?
I will be now. Thank you.
Yeah. Why is this on the table? I just realized I meant to Ben say something, but I forgot.
Man, it's the last one. It's the last time y'all gonna see it for a little while.
All right, well, who's your basketball team? You a Cavs fan?
Cavs and a Laker fan.
All right, what's going on
tonight?
I
was Ben a Laker fan before.
In Cleveland, anyway.
Tonight, they're playing right now against the Heat, and they're down 5 right now with 123. So I know Garland, and I know was a Spider. He's been balling. But, I mean, Jimmy Buckets is definitely in the game right now. So let's see here.
We're just about to the All-Star break for the NBA. Joe was asking me about All-Star starters. Those were just announced, I think. All-Star game is about 2 weeks. I think it will be Super Bowl Sunday the 12th. When the hell's the All-Star game? We'll look that up real quick. NHL All-Star break is going on right now. Columbus Blue Jackets have got the Washington Capitals in the house tonight. Caps were up 3-1 in the second.
Oh, man.
After tonight, NHL will be on a break for about 9 days. So this weekend, in addition to the Pro Bowl games, the NHL is rocking their skills competition and the All-Star game. NHL skills competition is awesome. The NHL All-Star game is awesome. Check that shit out. Should have made a lower third for that instead of the NFL. But NBA, what were we just talking about?
All-Stars coming up. All-Star starters for the West.
When's the game?
The game is February 19th.
3 weeks.
Yeah, so third week of February, second week, third week of February, third week of February.
Yeah, 19th.
How many viewers we got in here?
I'm not
Just
sure.
us.
Okay.
I was like,
You in the chat still? Hey, holler at us. Let us know you still watching.
I was going to build a parlay with Bays. Maybe we'll do them for tomorrow.
share back
Okay.
out.
But back to the NBA All-Stars.
But it's for the West Pool, Steph Curry, Luka, LeBron James, Jokic, Zion Williamson. Some people feel like Zion might be not deserving, but while he was healthy before he went down, the Pelicans was number one in the West, and he was definitely looking like the best player. But he got hurt. East Pool, East starters with the team captain Giannis Antetokounmpo. And my guy KD and Kyrie. Kyrie has been money lately. Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum. Donovan Mitchell, 72 points this year. 71, something like that.
Right.
This year, Jason Tatum, the young man, definitely gonna get you. He's gonna get you 25, and he's gonna get you 25, 8 and 4 every night. 38 and 4 every night for real. But I always go with 25 just to play it safe. But he's gonna get you everything you need. But that's the All-Star game. Should be amazing. They're trying to cater the All-Star game to LeBron. He should by that time he need 100 coming into tonight. Now he already got I think 12 to 16 points, but coming into tonight he needed 117 points to pass Kareem. So he's gonna maybe possibly pass Kareem like we was talking about earlier. The tickets for the OKC game that he might sit out for is starting at $75,000. The highest bidding ticket is $75,000 for the OKC game, just in case he passed Kareem to OKC. Which, as we know, 117 points and counting, which he's already probably under 100 points now, is looking good. So they're trying to honor him at the All-Star game.
Next few games. All right, let's give me a parlays with Bays. We're gonna get out of here in a few minutes.
See, this is what we be talking about, people. It hurts. It hurts. Darius Garland did not get me my 6 assists tonight. It's only 12 seconds left. They're down 4. I guarantee there's no OT, and this is what I be talking about. I need.
Sure. All right. Well, what you'll do tonight,
Oh my God! And that was the $1,000 one. See, that'd be.
All right, we got Pelicans and Nuggets.
Live emotions, people.
We're
Live emotions.
gonna build a parlay with Bays. Parlays with Bays. This is for the game right now. That's the benefits of tuning in live. What we'll do too, man. If you hit this, we can clip it and put it out tomorrow. Give me like a 3-4 leg tonight.
All right,
Let's
so
see.
the Pelicans. The Nuggets is favored by 7. They're 7-point favorites. You could pick the spread, money line. Definitely, the Nuggets is definitely the best team in the West right now. So I would definitely pick them on the money line. But me personally, I might stay away from it. But if what you feeling like in your bet, you could do that. Me, I know a guarantee Jokic is going to get me. The price isn't lovely, but Jokic is going to get you 17 points, 8 to 10 rebounds, 6 to 8 assists. He averages 8. He averages 10 boards. I like taking the under of what they average, and usually that gets me what I need, which is why it hurts so much that they don't do. Like tonight, Darius Garland averages 8 assists. He couldn't get me 6.
You went over. You like to take a number that is under their average and then pick it over.
Right.
Is what you mean.
Right.
As opposed to taking.
If they do this is what they do for their team, but this is all I need you to do for me. And that's how I think about it. So if you're not reaching your team requirements, you at least need to reach my requirements. And if you're not doing both, I can't rock with you no more. And that's how you make my ban list. People like Julius Randle, I would never probably put him on my points again. Money for the rebounds. But
all right, I got Jokic.
15 points for Michael Porter Jr., pencil him in. Brandon Ingram is his third game back. He missed the last game. He's really a 25-a-game scorer. I say that he could get you 15 tonight.
Hang on. You said Michael Porter for 15?
And Brandon Ingram for 15.
All right, I'm going to take MPJ over 12.5. The juice on that's minus 220. I'm going to build a same-game parlay. All right, we're going MPJ over 12.5.
I know exactly.
I'm at DK, yeah, doing the same games. You got BI. Brandon Ingram, isn't he just coming off injury, though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But last game,
He's feeling good.
Last game he put up 17, but he put up. First game back he was 4 for 18. Second game back he was 8 for 18. So third game back, I'm thinking he's back in his groove. So I'm at 15 points. He got over 15 points last time. In the first game back he scored 13, I want to say. But if BI is back into his natural born groove, Pelicans might actually be sneaky for this game tonight. But I think he can at least get you 15 points. But if he BI's BI, he should definitely get you up in the mid to high 20s.
Cool, and I'm looking at...
His over is 21.5, so I'm not going to touch that at all because I don't think he's going to be under. But
I'm sitting right at 18. I got mine at 18.5. I could take that under 19 and under 20 at plus 100, but I think I'm going to stay away from BI. I got more options for points, rebounds, assists. Let's take a look somewhere else.
Yeah, what sucks is that
Kentavious Caldwell, Gordon.
Playing.
How about points and assists? All right, hang on there.
That's the problem.
Jamal Murray's not playing. So is that going to be more points for Jokic? Or are they going to spread it out a little bit? What's Jamal Murray bring to the Nuggets that will get dispersed to some other guys?
I think with Jamal Murray out, Jokic is still going to be his pass first self. Now he might sneak up and get you 20. He definitely averages over that, but it'd be games where he really only put up 16, 17, 14, 15 points. But he's getting you 12 boards, 12, 10, 8, 9 assists, stuff like that, because that's really what he's known for. You know, he's a skilled pass first.
So Jokic will have some more assists, so I'm going to take Jokic over 8.5 assists easy since Murray ain't there. Jokic might have a little triple-double. 8.5 maybe.
At the crib, I think Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon are going to be your key scorers for that team tonight.
Okay. All right, I'll go all Nuggets then. Let me see where Aaron Gordon's at. You think Aaron Gordon over 12?
Yeah, for sure.
You like that for sure? That's minus 450. How about over 14? Ooh.
He really should get you 15 tonight, but it's just...
I'm going to take it for 12. All right, I'll take this. Here we go. Little three-leg same-game parlay.
Here we go.
Built for tonight.
Mark it.
Pelicans at the Nuggets. We're going to take MPJ over 12.5 points. Nikola Jokic over 8.5 assists. And Aaron Gordon over 12 points for plus 145. Yeah, all right. Bang-a-rang. I like that one. Okay. Parlays with Bays, baby. There we go. I kind of built that one on my own, but little suggestions from the man here, all that insight. What else you guys got? You got any hot tips, anything for the weekend? We appreciate everybody tuning in if you're still out there.
Share it out for us, ladies and gentlemen. Continue to share, continue to keep watching, and thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, Kayla, for coming in and running the show tonight. We appreciate you. That's it for Ryan, Jeremiah, and Will, as that's debatable.
Oh, nowhere.